Welcome to this video walkthrough of the California Interagency Council on Homelessness, or CAL-ICH's, dashboard on the Homeless Equity for Left Behind Populations Act, also known as the HELP Act. I'm Tina Del Carpio. My pronouns are they, them. I'm an LGBTQIA+ Latinx person with lived experience of housing instability. I work for CAL-ICH as a research data analyst too, and served as the project manager for developing this dashboard. In this video, I will walk you through how to use the HELP Act dashboard. Then I will share how to use the charts summarizing data by HELP Act goal. And lastly, I will provide information on population-specific charts ranging from the Overview tab to the detailed tabs that display data by demographics. The HELP Act is focused on preventing and ending homelessness for survivors of domestic violence, their children, and unaccompanied women, which is defined as women receiving services without children. Towards that objective, this act requires CAL-ICH to set and measure progress of related goals. The HELP Act goals for the survivors of domestic violence, their children, and unaccompanied women are: Goal 1, reducing the number of people experiencing homelessness. Goal 2, decreasing the duration and the frequency of homelessness. Goal 3, improving cross-system partnerships and reducing barriers to services. Goal 4, increasing exits to permanent housing. Goal 5, increasing exits from unsheltered homelessness to sheltered locations. All goals except for Goal 3 are measured using data from CAL-ICH's Homeless Data Integration System, or HDIS. To address Goal 3, CAL-ICH is developing resources and technical assistance to help communities reduce barriers and strengthen cross-system partnerships. The purpose of the HELP Act dashboard is to help the state track progress towards these goals. CAL-ICH has created this dashboard as a tool to help local communities, including service providers, advocates, city and county leadership, and continuums of care, or COCs, to collaborate and develop plans that meet the needs of these groups. Interactive graphs and filters in these dashboards will help users with achieving 3 main goals, including tracking progress towards goals over time, analyzing local continuum of care, or COC level outcomes, and compare trends across regions, as well as identify and address disparities for subpopulations, including by race, ethnicity, gender, and age. The HELP Act dashboard website summarizes all current goals relating to the HELP Act. For an example, we'll look at the chart for Goal 4, increasing exits to permanent housing. The default data shows for all of California, but this filter can be used to select other COCs. For this walkthrough, we will stay on the statewide data. In the bottom right is a button linking to the data glossary and data guide, as symbolized by this open book. And this link will take you to information with detailed references for all charts on this dashboard. On the left side of this chart, there's a label showing what's being measured. So again, the percent exiting to housing. Above the chart, you'll notice 4 groups. First are the 3 HELP Act groups of children of domestic violence survivors, and unaccompanied women. And then the 4th group is all people experiencing homelessness. This is to serve as a comparison for the 3 HELP Act populations. Within each group, you'll notice these colored bars. The key at the bottom of the chart shows that the bars range from 2020 to 2024. This allows you to view trends in HELP Act goals over time. And if you hover over a bar, you'll see a description represented by that bar. For example, here we have 13,817 unaccompanied women, or 15% of the total, exited to permanent housing in 2023. Next, we will explore the population-specific charts, which can be found below the numerical goals under the header Populations Served by the HELP Act in more detail. Here, there is a collection of interactive charts for all 3 HELP Act populations to learn more about the specific outcomes for each population. For an example, let us consider the charts for unaccompanied women. At the tops of these charts are options to filter data by location and by year. I'll return to this optional COC comparison filter later. There's also, again, a button linking to the data glossary guide using this open book icon. The default view here is of the Overview tab. The text here summarizes the filter selections, in this case, California data for 2024. On the left is a map of California where you can hover over a section of the map and see what location corresponds to what COC. On the right is a summary of the selected locations data by goal. The headers provide each HELP Act numerical goal, and text under each header is the data for that goal. So for example, here for goal 2A, we see that the goal is decreasing the duration of experiencing homelessness among unaccompanied women. And then in the data we see for unaccompanied women, there was an average of 211 days before being rehoused. This data allows users to quickly see the information for all numerical HELP Act goals at once for a specific population in a specific location. Returning to the COC comparison option, you can choose to compare the data between 2 COCs by selecting one COC here and a second COC in the comparison. Note when doing the comparison option, this feature cannot be used to show all California data in comparison to a specified COC's data. Next, we will consider the Details tab, which shows data by subpopulations. Pressing this button will expand all the subpopulation options. In this case, race and ethnicity, gender, age, household size, and fleeing domestic violence. Note that the filters at the top are the same as the Overview tab, with the addition of a third comparison COC option. For this example, we will explore the Age tab. Scrolling down, you'll notice a section for each of the numerical HELP Act goals. As each goal is organized similar, let's look at goal 2B, reducing the frequency of homelessness among unaccompanied women. The bottom of this chart shows what's being measured. In this case, the percent of people who return to homelessness. To the left of the chart are the categories of people shown. The first group is all members of this population. So in this case, all unaccompanied women experiencing homelessness. Then there are a number of bars based on the Details tab that you're looking at. Since this tab is age, there are subpopulations by age. So for example, 18 to 24-year-olds or 25 to 34-year-olds, and so on. For each bar, there is a yellow reference line showing what that data was for the previous calendar year. Hovering over a blue bar shows a description of the data. For example, 16% of unaccompanied women in the 25 to 34-year-old group who exited homelessness services to permanent destinations returned to homelessness services. And in parentheses, 13% the previous year. Additionally, to the right of the goal name is the Show Data button. Pressing this button displays the information of the subpopulation as a table instead of a chart. Lastly, if you wish to view this data without having to scroll within a window, you can scroll to the very bottom and press here in the bottom right to see this in full screen. This Details tab view can be used to compare the outcomes for a HELP Act population to outcomes for subpopulations. For example, how does outcomes for all unaccompanied women compare to outcomes for unaccompanied women age 65 and older? Thank you for watching Cal ICH's walkthrough of the HELP Act dashboard. We hope this video has been a useful tool in learning how you can use the HELP Act dashboard to see California's progress towards preventing and ending homelessness for survivors of domestic violence, their children, and unaccompanied women, as well as to build more inclusive, effective homelessness plans for your community. Data from this dashboard will be available to download as a CSV file from California's Open Data Portal. If you're interested in a more detailed explanation of these charts, please refer to the HELP Act Data Glossary and Guide. Links for both the Open Data Portal and the Data Glossary and Guide are on the website and below in the video description. For any additional questions, please contact Cal ICH's research team at hdis@bcsh.ca.gov.